Now let's talk chargers and charging speeds. So first we've got the level 1 charger, which is 120 volt. It's very slow, usually charges at 1.3 to 1.7 kilowatts, and it's okay, like I said, to kind of, trickle charge, get a little bit, but definitely not worth relying upon on a regular basis. The next charger, which you should strongly consider having installed in your home, is a level 2 charger. It has the J1772 plug, just like the level 1, and it can charge from speeds from 3.6 kilowatts to 11.4 kilowatts. Now, it can be a little less, a little more, but that's like a general range. It can charge anywhere between 2 to 7 times faster than a level 1, depending upon how many amps you have going on there as well. It's perfect for charging up for daily commuting. I drive one place, drive to work, come home, I charge, and I'm good to go the next day. And I have a slower level 2 because I'm plugged into my my dryer outlet for my level 2. But you can definitely get faster than that, and not have to worry about it at all. Also, I've recommended this, but you can have this installed in your house, and I would recommend to have that done because it's gonna save you a lot of time. It may cost a little bit of money, but many states have grants, among other things. You can get money to help pay for the installation of your charging system at your house. And lastly, you can find level 2 chargers out in the wild, and I'm going to show you a few of those later in this video. Now, DC fast chargers. These things are awesome. They charge fast, but you don't need to use them all the time. Some of you might never really need to use them. So, for the DC fast chargers, there are 3 different plug types. There's the CCS, which is the most common one that you're going to find, and that's on the Electrify America network. That's on EVgo, among pretty much everything. The ChargePoint, which is only for Nissan Leaf, and I think there's a Mitsubishi something EV that uses the ChargePoint, and that's it. It charges at 50 kilowatts max, and if you have any other vehicle, you're not going to use that. And then lastly, there is the Tesla plug, which is only for Teslas. So with a fast charger, I've seen speeds around the low 20s, which I wouldn't use, but they also go all the way up to 350 kilowatts theoretically. There are no cars that a consumer can buy right now that I'm aware of that charge all the way up to 350 kilowatts, but I'm sure they will come in time. The most common speed chargers you're going to find are your 50 kilowatt, which are usually in like communities and suburbs, stuff like that. That's where you'll find those, and that's probably what you'll use a lot if wherever you live. Then you'll find 150 kilowatts, which is a charger that's going to be great for the average person and the average EV. And then you will also find some chargers that have 350 kilowatts. Those are for only a few cars, which I'll detail later. There are other levels of charge. There are some 200 kilowatt that EVgo has. There's some 100 kilowatt that EVgo has. There's some 80 kilowatt that EVgo. There's some different ones like that. But the 50, 150, and 350 are the main ones you will find. DC fast chargers are really, really great for road tripping, especially if you have a car that charges really, really well. So that's when you'll use them most of the time. And also, DC fast chargers would probably be a good option for people who live in apartments and can't plug their car in anywhere. So they could drive around, maybe before they come home, stop at a fast charger, charge up, and then go home, and then they'll be good for the next morning. So again, like I said, the 50 kilowatt charger, great for charging locally, and when you can't charge at home or you're in a hurry to get to a certain state of charge for a trip or a short trip or something like that. The 150 kilowatt, great for charging quickly. As I said, most EVs are going to be great on a 150 kilowatt charger, and it's the only one you're probably going to need to use. And then lastly, if you have a EV that has 800 volt charging, like a Porsche Taycan, Hyundai Ioniq 5, Kia EV6, the Genesis, new EVs on the same platform as the Hyundai and the EV6. So those charge in the lower to mid 200 kilowatts. So they don't use the full 350, but they charge way faster than any other car on the market, and they have to have a 350 kilowatt to reach those peak speeds. And that brings up something I want everybody to understand, and might be a misconception, is that if your car only charges at 135 and you use a 350 instead of a 150, your car is not going to charge faster, okay? So if you have a car and you know it doesn't go above 150 kilowatts, use the 150 kilowatt charger. If the only option you have is the 350 because another charger's down or something like that, that's okay. But if you can avoid using the 350 kilowatt, all the Porsche Taycan, Ioniq, EV6 owners will be super pleased with you, because you won't hold them up at a charging stop. All right, now we're going to talk about charging prices and charging schemes. So first off, like I said earlier, the average cost per kilowatt hour at home is about 11 cents per kilowatt hour. Where I live, it's 13 cents. Level 2 chargers are usually going to run from 15 to 17 cents a kilowatt hour. Some maybe a little bit more, some maybe a little bit less. So if you're going somewhere, you're going to be there for a while, and maybe you do worry about your range, then plug it in. It's not going to cost you that much money, and you'll top off your car a little bit. And then of course, last we have the DC fast charging, which the price varies by state and by brand. So typically, DC fast charging is charged per kilowatt hour. There are a few states on Electrify America where it's charged per minute, and also EVgo currently charges per minute. I don't know how long they're gonna keep that up, but we will see. Prices can range from 24 cents to 43 cents per kilowatt hour or per minute, depending upon what station you're charging at. And charging by the minute is actually awesome if your car charges really fast, because you can get way more kilowatts in a minute than maybe a slower charging car, and you actually save money. I used the Hyundai Ioniq 5 and some data I found on the internet. So to charge from 10 to 80%, Hyundai claims that the Ioniq can charge in 18 minutes. A lot of people have tested this and found it to be true on the internet. 80%, it's about 50.4 kilowatts. A little more, a little less. It depends on your battery degradation, and also maybe if you have AC blasting or something like that. But whatever, 50.4 kilowatt hours for this example. So if you were to charge on 350 kilowatt Electrify America charger, it's going to cost you $15.62 when it's charged per kilowatt hour. And if you have the Pass Plus. If you were to charge on the same charger but in a state that charges per minute, you're going to pay $5.58 when charged per minute. So when it's charged per minute, you're saving almost $10. So again, this is only a few, I think Georgia's one of them. It's only a few states. Maybe it's not Georgia. I don't know. Someone can let me know what it is. I don't remember off the top of my head. But there are a few states where it's still per minute. And then EVgo, for this video, I went and tested out some different chargers. They actually charge per minute exclusively, which is kind of cool. The only problem is their fastest charger is a 200 kilowatt, and there aren't many of them around where I live yet. But I'm sure those will be coming as the faster charging cars become more available. All right, everyone, made it here to the EVgo, and I tried another EVgo, but it wasn't, one of the saws wasn't working, the other saw was taken. That was a 100 kilowatt and a 200 kilowatt charger. This is only an 80 kilowatt, but oh well. So anyways, here at EVgo, this is my first time using EVgo. They're named. So this one's called Lacey. So Lacey's gonna be charging my car today, and let's see what's going on. All right, so we're here. This is supposed to be an 80 kilowatt charger. Got 52 going. 0.4 kilowatt hours delivered so far. Yeah, obviously I have a pretty high state of charge, so I'm not gonna be here too long. So I had a little trouble getting this one started. It actually was not EVgo's fault, it was my fault. So called them, super nice. Apparently my account had not been fully activated. Now it's fully activated, and it seems to be working like a charm. So a couple things about the EVgo. They charge per minute, 30 cents per minute. I did not start the membership because I don't really charge EVgo that often, so I did have to pay a session fee. But if you pay the monthly subscription, I think it's only it's like $6.99 a month, and it's only 24 cents a kilowatt hour. So that's pretty nice. So if you live near EVgo, it might be a good option, especially if you live in the city, you can't charge at home. You could go charge, get it topped off, go home, wake up the next morning, go to work. So yeah, other than that, since talking to the representative, the experience has been pretty positive. I'll charge up a little bit here and then head off to the next charger we're going to check out. I do like that they named them. So this is Slim. So Slim is charging the Kona. So thank you, Slim. Much appreciated. Here's the cabinet for both the chargers, 480 volts. And then you can see here, .200 amp max output. So they say that this does 80 kilowatts. Right now I'm at 53, which is way above where I've ever seen it when I've charged at 76% state of charge. So it's pretty nice. All right, I'm gonna charge up here a little bit and then get off to the next station. I do want to bring up that one more thing. These are installed in partnership with Nissan, and that's why they have the CHAdeMO. But the new Nissan vehicle coming out does not have CHAdeMO. It will have CCS, like all standard electric vehicles have, except for Tesla. So kind of interesting. Here we go. Zoom out. Charging stop. Charging time 8 minutes. 5 kilowatts. Again, I didn't really need a charge, but I'm just checking out this charger. Click continue. Thank you. 74 to 79. Unplug. Pretty easy. Plug back in and finish. There we go. All right, all done. On to the next charger we're gonna look at. All right, now we have made it to the EV Smart chargers. Here there is a 50 kilowatt and also a level 2, which should charge around like 7 something kilowatts. So I am gonna plug into the level 2 because I don't really need a charge. I'll show you what that's like. And this is on the Shell Recharge network, which is super easy to use. And then we'll go take a look at the 50 kilowatt EV Smart. This is different than the one I have by my house, but I'm sure it'll be pretty similar, but it definitely looks a little bit different. All right, so I got it started on the app, and then you plug it in, and bada bing, bada boom. It should work, and again, you can see here, it's 7.2 kilowatt. So there you go. The plug says on the side 30 amp, 240 volts, so it's level 2, running at 30 amps. And there we go. 236 volts and 28 amps going in. So that'll probably be like 6 something. My car. Yeah, 6.8 kilowatts going in. So it'll take me 25 minutes. I'm probably not going to charge up all the way, but just wanted to show you all how this level 2 works. So again, you know, it's going to give me 4%, 25 minutes. This is located at a library. So come here, plug in, go check out some books, do whatever you need to do some schoolwork, come back out, your car's charged. Definitely okay to use. Definitely okay to use. Definitely not what you want to use if you're in a hurry, but it'll get the job done, especially if you have more time to spare. And I do want to note that this is 6.8 kilowatts. My home charger charges at 3.6 kilowatts. So if I am somewhere where there's a level 2 fast charger and I'm going to be there for a while, I might as well plug in. It's only it's 13 cents. So it's only like 4 more cents here to charge than at my house. So I'll charge up and then leave and get a little bit extra and save myself some time charging. I did want to show you all, here are their 50 kilowatt chargers. So it's got a CCS and a CHAdeMO. Okay. I've never used this type before, but it looks pretty cool. I think it's made by EVgo. Interesting, but again, it's still on the Shell Recharge network. By my house, I have one of these EV Smart Shell Recharge 50 kilowatt. It works real nice, especially if I'm in a little bit of a hurry to charge, or top off for a trip or something like that. And it does the 50 kilowatts. Usually tops off around for my car at 46 kilowatts. But yeah, great unit, great for a local install at a you know, in a community. It's not as fast as we'll see at the Electrify America charger, but it's definitely good enough. Now we are at a ChargePoint level 2 charger. This is a pretty cool setup. I'm going to show you all in a second, but I wanted to mention one thing where these ChargePoint chargers, they do split charging, where the station can do one set speed, but if 2 cars are plugged in, what it'll do is it'll split the speed in half, which is not cool and cool at the same time, because it means like if there's 2 people and they both need to charge, they can, but you're going to get slower speeds. So if you ever come to one of these ChargePoint setups and there's a bunch of chargers, just go to one where someone else isn't at. That way you're not taking charging speed away from them. Now I do believe, say I'm on a charger and I go to a full charge, that it'll obviously stop my charge and give the rest to the other car that's connected. I think I've actually been in that scenario before and that's occurred. But like I said, if you can, just try and avoid any other stations where another car is plugged into. All right, here is the ChargePoint station. See what I said? It's 6.6 kilowatt AC shared. So if 2 cars are plugged in, it'll split the 3.3 kilowatts per car. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug in. I'm pretty sure it's free to charge here, but could be wrong. All right, I was able to get this one going. The other one wasn't working for some reason, but anyways, here I'm plugged in. 6.6 kilowatt AC. Let's go on my car. 5.8. Go look inside my car. Here's the ChargePoint J1772 charger. Here I'm in my car. There we are. 5.9 kilowatts going. Again, this is a cool install. If you can see, there's actually a bunch of ChargePoints down there, and Howard County government, which is where this location is, it appears as though they have some fleet vehicles that are electric. So this is free charging. Their fleet vehicles can come, charge up, and then they're good to go for, you know, the rest of their day or whatever's going on. Or maybe you have to come here for some kind of meeting, or you can plug in, charge up. So it's a kind of cool idea. Maybe some more, you know, local government buildings will put in chargers that people can use. That way they can charge up while they're doing things at these locations. So there you go, there's ChargePoint. I did want to take this moment for ChargePoint to talk about, they do have chargers that aren't level 2. They do have DC fast chargers, but there are not many of them around here, so I wasn't really able to go show you one of those, but they do exist, and you can certainly use those as well, just like any other DC fast charger. All right, I've made it to the Electrify America charger. I'm gonna plug in and get started and then tell you a little bit more about Electrify America. So we're charging here. It started at 69%, up to 76%. It's been charging for 7 minutes. Here they show you the charging costs. I do not have an Electrify America membership because I don't charge on that network that often, but it's $4 a month, and then I believe it's I'll check the price for you, but it's in like the low 30 cents a kilowatt hour. And then here it shows that I've had 7.5 kilowatt hours delivered, and currently you can see right now my charging speed is 37 kilowatts. As it approaches 80%, it gets a little bit lower, which is fine. Helps protect the battery. That's kind of it for the Electrify America. I want to show you this install. So this is 150 kilowatt. Here they've got another 150, a ChargePoint, and they have a bunch more down here. They do have a 350 kilowatt at this install. They must be further down. They've got a Chevy Bolt UV charging. But yeah, it's close to some restaurants, Walmart parking lot, which is very common. Electrify America, you'll find at Walmart's, Sheetz, sometimes Targets, among some other various locations. And again, if you weren't aware, Electrify America is part of Volkswagen Group of America. So the whole scandal that went on, they have really pledged to creating electric vehicles and an electric network that people can use. And Electrify America, you'll find everywhere. You can travel all the way across the country on Electrify America and have pretty much no issue. Every once in a while a charger won't work, but if you call, they'll usually help you out, or you can just go to another charger and use that. So again, this is a pretty decent install. Has the 350 kilowatt chargers that the Ioniq 5, EV6, Taycan can all use to their benefit to charge quickly. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful and helps reduce your stress when it comes to charging. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them down below and I will respond to them as I can. And also, it's also appreciated if you give me a like and a subscribe and maybe even share it with some of your friends and family. So I hope you have a wonderful day and I'll catch you next time.